Hey, hello, and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we review Avril Lavigne's debut album, 2002's Let Go. It's really great, although I will say it is a bit rough, but it's still really good for a debut. Still really polished, especially considering. This is the track listing, and these are the tracks I added to my playlist. 9 out of 13, so almost all of them. This album, it's just really high quality overall. Almost all the songs are good, and they stay relatively different. It doesn't really fall into a lot of the songs sound the same thing. The only issue is that the style and sound here was super imitated throughout the rest of the 2000s. This album was so influential that it was copied a lot, and now I don't think it sounds as original as it probably did in 2002, but it's still really good, unless you really hate 2000 pop music, I guess. The flow isn't anything spectacular, but they make sure to keep it moving. The slower tracks are split up between the faster and mid-speed tracks. It's a very balanced album, I'll say. The album, overall, it feels a bit rough, but super well done. Really great tracks, a couple of really great tracks, but nothing super outstanding beside those. But you only need a couple of really great tracks as long as the rest are pretty good, so... But this is definitely an album where the most popular songs were the best here. Definitely in my opinion, and I think that's a solid assessment. There was only one single released before the album, Complicated, which was on the radio along with I'm With You and Skater Boy, I think. My favorite track here, though, probably got to go with Complicated. I think it's my favorite out of the 3 radio hits, which are, they're the best songs on the album, tracks 2, 3, and 4. The rest of the tracks are still good, but nothing really comes close to those ones. This is the first Avril Lavigne album, so it has the only spot in the rankings, first, last, and everyone in between. But it doesn't take my top spot from 2002. The best album, I think, stays with Maroon 5's Songs About Jane, which is also really good. This was a really tough one. I wasn't quite sure if Maroon 5 would keep it, but I decided I just like the big hits more than Lavigne's off of this one. Both albums are of a similar quality, and they're both really great debuts, which influenced the next decade of music. Ironically, though I think Let Go is more influential, but that meant it was more imitated, so it feels less original 20 years down the line, and making me like it just a hair less than Songs About Jane. But it's really close. This is not a certain thing. I think there are definitely days where I'd put Let Go over Songs About Jane, but it's pretty close. Next up is Sara Bareilles' debut 2004 album, Careful Confessions. It's pretty good, and I like its style and sound, so pretty excited to review that. As always, stay minty.